I am so fucking sick of paying bills. Why? And our parents got the fucking nerve to say, oh, we did this shit. Bitch, your rent was $2.
After you pay your rent, $1,500 a month, that's on the low side. Car note, $500 a month. Phone bill, $100 a month. Insurance, gas, food, electricity, health insurance, all these day-to-day expenses. How are people making it?
Of living in a world where survival is a game. Tired of pretending this is normal. Honestly, I don't know what happens after whatever this is.
I know I'm not the only adult that sits in their car wondering how they're making the most money they've ever made in their entire life, and it still doesn't seem to be enough.
Have you noticed? Because I definitely have. The cost of living in the United States of America is absolutely out of control. Whether you're a white collar worker or a blue collar worker, everything has gone up except for our paychecks. Rent is skyrocketing, the prices of cars are astronomical, childcare costs are the same as a second mortgage. Basically, no one is making it. For many people, the idea of owning a home feels like an impossible dream that will never come true. Many of us are locked out of even buying our first homes just because of the prices of homes. So, no one's wages are going up, no one can buy a home, people can't afford to have kids. So, is the American dream just dead? Americans are even turning to buy now, pay later apps like Klarna and Afterpay just to buy groceries.
Use groceries. I used it on the campaign. It's such an old-fashioned term, but a beautiful term, groceries.
Essentials for living, just groceries. People are turning to these apps and putting themselves into even more debt. So, no, you are not the problem. The problem isn't your budgeting skills or that you like to shop a little too much. You are not the problem. You cannot budget your way out of high inflation and low wages. You, Americans, are not the issue. So before I get into these videos, I just want to take a moment to say hi. Welcome to my channel. My name is Miss April May, and I hope you're having a blessed day. If this is your first time visiting my channel, thank you for stopping by. And if you've been here before, thank you for coming back. Either way, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so that way you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Okay, now let's get into what people have to say.
I'm just trying to figure out why the fuck is everything dumb, fucking stupid, fucking expensive in this country, yo. This is not adding up, bro. I'm fucking sick of this shit. I am so fucking sick of paying bills. Why? And our parents got the fucking nerve to say, oh, we did this shit. Bitch, your rent was $2. Your rent was $2. Bitch, groceries was 90 cents. 80 bags for 90 cents altogether. You bitches was living good back in the day, I swear to God. Fuck, everything is so fucking expensive. Bitch, I cannot breathe. Breathe.
The cost of living in this country is currently, it's not going to be, it is currently unsustainable. And there are people that they know this, but then they'll still look at somebody else that's struggling and then tell them they're not doing good enough. I want you to imagine somebody that makes $75,000 a year. That's a pretty high up wage in terms of like top earners in this country, $75,000 a year. And we're going to go through some things here. This is a person with no debt outside of a car. And please don't hit me with the, you can go buy a car for, shut up, you can't, shut up, stop saying ridiculous things. An entry-level decent car is $30,000. So this person who puts $200 a month into insurance and they pay 5% into their 401k because shut up, people should be able to put money into their retirement. Because if you're not doing it now, you're never going to get to start doing it later. So after those two things come out of their paycheck, and their taxes are paid, they bring home $53,850 a year from a $75,000 paycheck. Average rent in my state for a one-bedroom apartment, because an adult should be able to live by themselves, $1,700. That car payment at 6% for an entry-level, very reasonable sedan, nothing fancy, that car payment's $579 a month. Car insurance, $240 or so a month for a lot of vehicles in this day and age. You're a young person, you've got a nice job, but the insurance companies still want to screw you over. Food. You only cook at home. You never ever go out. You only cook at home and you only eat decent quality food because a human being should be allowed to eat decent quality food. You pay $879 a month for that. You spend $250 a month in gas. You wear and tear on your car $100 a month. $80 for your phone, $80 for your internet, $175 a month for your electricity, $70 for your water, $20 for your cash. You make 75 grand a year, and outside of a car payment, you have zero debt. Do you know how much money you have left over annually at a $75,000 wage? You do nothing. You don't own a Netflix. You don't go out on a date. You don't pay to go to a park. You don't go watch a movie. You do nothing. If you can't find it on the internet for free, you don't get to do it. If you can't cook it at home for your $800, you don't get to do it. You have $3,700 left over annually. That's like $320 a month. And there's going to be, well, dog's $300. Shut up. Shut your stupid, contrarian, edgelord mouth. That's not a doctor bill, because God knows just because we have insurance doesn't mean that we don't still pay far out the ass when we go to the doctors. People like to be entertained. They want to date. They want to... There's those of you out there that will tell somebody living like this on $75,000 a year before taxes that they are not doing what they're supposed to do, that they should get a second job, that they should get a side hustle, that they should get a better job. And the fact that you would look at somebody with no debt other than a car and say something like this to them means objectively you're a moron and you live in a fantasy world. This is unsustainable.
I just need somebody else to tell me that they're living paycheck to paycheck and putting themselves into credit card debt out of necessity, not because of fun. I am 28 years old. I work a decent paying job. I love my job. I make good income. We have no kids, me and my fiance, and we're still barely scraping by. Our bills are paid, but we can't save any money. We can't go on vacation. I mean, we do little things here and there, but realistically, we don't really do anything. And we still live paycheck to paycheck, okay? I don't understand how people with kids are doing this. Props to y'all. I mean, seriously, the utmost respect, because I feel like I'm drowning and I only have cats. Any money that we're able to save ends up getting spent on the car, or the cat has to go to the vet, or one of us has a medical emergency. Like, it's just gone. It's gone. I don't understand. We don't live beyond our means. Are we all just collectively putting ourselves into debt because I don't know what else to do?
Nobody talking about the cost of living right now. Like, the cost of living right now is fucking ridiculous. Gee, they want fucking $75 to $100 for an application fee. What the fuck do you need an application fee? If I'm like, if you either finna give me or you not. Like, you either finna accept me or you're not. Then on top of that, they want fucking 3 months to rent. What the fuck, like, bro? Then on top of that, like, motherfucker, I gotta get me furniture. I gotta pay certain utilities. I still got a motherfucking life outside of this shit. I'm trying to just find somewhere to fucking live. And just to fucking find somewhere to live, they want your whole motherfucking life savings. Like, I don't understand. Then on top of that, they want 3 months rent. They want a security deposit. They want an application fee. Like, bro, I might as well just be fucking homeless. Homeless is motherfucking away. Like, shit. I'm just really fucking irritated because I'm trying to find me somewhere to fucking move to. For fucking 1 bedroom, they want $1,500, $1,600. It's a 1 bedroom. What the fuck am I paying for? Then let's not talk about the fucking neighborhoods they want you to live in. Like, oh my God, G, they want you, the apartment look nice in the inside, then you in a shoot 'em up, bang, bang, kill 'em. Better watch your motherfucking back in your car area. Like, no, what the fuck, bro? I'm over this shit.
People are putting off having kids just because of the price of living. Even in a 2-income household where you would think or assume that these people should be able to afford kids, they don't want to add kids to the already list of long bills that they have. People are literally not having children because they simply can't afford it. And now we also live in a country where the minimum wage is still $7.25 an hour. And that federal minimum wage has not been raised, I believe, since 2009. $7.25 an hour is literally not enough to buy a meal from a fast food restaurant. So that's definitely not enough to even afford a one bedroom, one bathroom apartment in any city in the United States. So, on top of the price of everything being astronomical, Americans are also getting nickeled and dimed everywhere we go. So, for example, if you want to apply for a new apartment, if you can even afford it, right? If you want to apply for a new apartment, you have to pay the application fee, the admin fee, and God forbid you get denied, you're not getting that application fee back, right? You can kiss that money bye bye, but you're paying the application fee, the admin fee. Then you have to make 3.5 times the rent just to be able to be approved for the apartment, right? Then you're also paying for things like trash fees, package fees. For example, in my apartment complex, I'm paying $15 a month for a package fee. Meanwhile, Amazon and UPS and FedEx deliver right to my door. So where's my $15 a month going? To some corporation's pockets. That's where it's going. Many of us are working 40 hours a week, and some of us, quite a lot of us, are working more than that, doing overtime hours at their full time job or picking up a part time job, maybe an occasional side hustle just to make ends meet, just to have a roof over their heads. So, the other question is if you're working 50, 60 hours a week just to keep a roof over your head, at what point is it worth it? Because you're never home, right? You're just paying to have a place to literally sleep. That's it. Just literally sleep in a place, like leave your clothes and your stuff. How did we in the richest country in the world get to a point where the average person, where the middle class person, if the middle class even still exists, is no longer thriving? We're just surviving. How is that okay in the richest country in the world?
I live completely alone in a one-bedroom apartment, definitely less than 1,000 square feet, and my electric bill last month was $177, and I truly do not know how. When I opened up the bill, I thought I was seeing things. This is like the same cost that my electric bill is typically during the summer when I'm blasting both of my air conditioners. When I think of why it could possibly have been that high, the only thing I could think of is the air conditioners. Normally, I only try to have one on and not the other. Maybe I left both on at the same time. Also, I have two lights and two light switches in my bathroom. One of them is very dim, so it's very easy to miss. And a couple of times my boyfriend left it on overnight by accident. But like, does a light staying on all night actually raise it up? I feel like it's gonna be more of the air conditioners. This is me making a statement for myself that in a month, my electric bill needs to be less. I have not been using my air conditioners. I've been sleeping with my windows open. $177 a month was so far out of my budget for what I was expecting a September electric bill to be. I'm also just so confused because the electric bill in my apartment is the equivalent of what it used to be when I had my house and my ex-husband in like a 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom home. So I don't understand how it is so much higher now that I live alone. I don't know if the cost of electricity is different. Maybe it isn't the same. I feel like it was. I don't really know. This is the reality, and the crappy part of living alone is like all of the bills fall on you. And I know I'm a grown adult and like I have a career, but like it's so much. It's so much. And I don't want a roommate, and I don't want to live with my boyfriend yet. So like it is what it is, but it's just so much. And I don't want to spend $177 on electric just for lights and air.
Everybody has lost their rabbit ass minds. Like everybody. We need a hard factory reset. Because why did I just hear somebody say that their 1-bedroom apartment costs $1,600? We need a revolution. A revolution.
Boomers want to know what it's like being young in 2025? Here it is. I just got off an 8-hour shift at work where I make double minimum wage in my state. I hop in my car, check my banking app. Cool, I've got $50 to last me till next week. Then I remember, oh shit, I have to run to Walmart because the wire in my bra snapped. I don't have underwear because it keeps going missing. My eyelash curler broke, and I have no food. I bought 4 things. 4 fucking things, and it came out to $40! I'm living off granola bars. But I hop my depressed ass back in my car, and I look at my banking app again. Oh, cool, I've got $10 now to last me till next week. I try to drive, but my car keeps misfiring. I can't afford to fix that. So I keep on parking, turning off my car, turning it back on until it decides to act right. 30 minutes later, I'm finally heading home to my 4 roommates. I pay $8.50 a month. Now give him that's everything included. But $8.50 a month with 4 roommates! Remember back in the good old days when a man could afford to feed, raise, house his family on minimum wage? And he had a second family on the side who he also housed, fed, and raised. You know what I say to all that? Fuck you! You guys had it so fucking easy and then you destroyed everything behind you. Fuck you!
Bro, how are people making it? If you making $30 an hour, it's weird to ask that, but how are you making it? After you pay your rent, $1,500 a month, that's on the low side. Car note, $500 a month. Phone bill, $100 a month. Insurance, gas, food, electricity, health insurance, all these day-to-day expenses. How are people making it? You do the math and you come back and tell me what the numbers look like for you. Because a person can make $30 an hour and is going to struggle. I can only imagine making $15 an hour. You cannot live on that. No, you cannot. You cannot convince me otherwise. You cannot live on $15 or $30 an hour, or you're gonna stay broke. Convince me different.
I've always worked multiple jobs. I've always had my full-time job and part-time or side hustle, something that I'm getting extra money with on the side. This is the first summer where I'm just doing one job, just my full-time 9 to 5, because I experienced extreme burnout last year. It's just so frustrating because I feel like every time I take 3 steps forward, I feel like I'm still trying to catch up because the cost of living is astronomical. It's insane. Right now, I value rest. I value taking care of myself, but also like I have saving goals and I have financial goals that I want to hit. So it's just like, damn, I feel like at the top of next year, I'm probably going to have to look for another part-time job, but I really don't want to. So it's just frustrating. Everyone's just overworked, underpaid, and I just hate it here.
What a lot of people, especially like the older generation, the baby boomers, do not understand about the current landscape of the economy and the cost of living in the United States is that we're not the issue, right? It's not because we like to go out too much or because we like to eat avocado toast. And this is why we can't afford to like leave home or buy houses or have kids or things like that. Our wages have not kept up with the cost of living. Like I said earlier, the federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. You cannot even get a burger and fries and a soda from the fast food place up the block from wherever you live for $7.25. You can't afford to get a 1 bedroom apartment. If you move out of your parents' house, you probably stay with like 3 or 4 roommates, right? There are simple things that we think of when we think of middle class. We think, okay, if you work 40 hours a week, you should be able to afford the basics of life, maybe a car, obviously groceries, um, a 1 bedroom apartment, to be able to put money aside for a rainy day, retirement. Many people in their 30s and 40s even do not have 401ks, don't have a pension plan, nothing saved for retirement. They literally don't even have anything saved for if their tires blow out on their car because every penny is being used every month just to pay bills. How can you save anything for that rainy day? One of the things that really made America great in especially the last few decades, the reason that millions and millions of people have come from their home countries over to the United States and took the chance of leaving their home country and moving their families and starting over and having to learn a new language is because you could come here and build yourself up, right? You could have better economic opportunities. You could send your children to better schools and have them pursue higher education and maybe things that you were not able to do back in your home country, to then create a better, stronger, more thriving, more stable middle class. And now that is all falling apart. People who have even been born in this country, people with 2 or 3 degrees, are making 15, 16, $17 an hour. That's an issue. When you have to go to college and spend thousands of dollars and probably take out student loans just to pursue education, to then get out of school and not even have a job waiting for you that could pay for a 1 bedroom apartment. Hello, this is an issue. How many students, Gen Z and millennials too, have gone to college and then had to go right back to mommy and daddy's house because they can't afford to do anything else? Some of the hallmarkers of being a young person, like moving out and getting your first apartment and like moving away from home and maybe moving to like a bigger city, something like that, gone because people literally cannot afford it. So my question is, if things continue, right, and go forward in this trajectory where people cannot afford things, where people cannot afford their rent, they can't afford to buy houses, where they can't afford to have children, right? They're not planning to have children because they can't afford it. What happens to the middle class? Does it just disappear entirely? And if it does, if the middle class just cease to exist, then what is America? Because the middle class really created everything you see today in America.
I said I wasn't going to let this upset me, but I'm just going to have to say this. Where the hell do these jobs get off, bro? With trying to offer you $15 an hour, $16 an hour, $17 an hour, and then requiring you to be there anywhere between 8 to 12 hours per day. I'm looking on this damn website, on all these websites, for a different occupation because the one I have fucking sucks ass, right? I'm looking here, all I see, $19 an hour, $17 an hour, $15. What the fuck am I gonna do with $500-600 a week? And then you don't even pay that weekly, it's bi-weekly. What the fuck am I gonna do with $1,200 every 2 weeks? I want you to sit here and answer this question. What are you going to do if I took away all the money you had, all the money that you are accustomed to making, whatever it is, and I gave you $1,200 every 1st and 15th? How would you feel about that? You'd probably be evicted before you even say, yes, give me that job. Like, am I missing something? I must be the problem. I must be the problem, because I could have sworn that when you go and get a job, it's supposed to pay you enough money for you to live in an apartment, a house, wherever the hell you want to live at. You may have a mobile home, I don't know. It pays you enough money for you to exist, not pay you enough money to piss you the fuck off. And then the responsibilities that they want you to do. Oh, you gotta stand up for 12 hours a day, and then they look at you funny when you want to break. And oh, you gotta drive from Arkansas to Mississippi, from Mississippi to Tennessee, from Tennessee to Texas, from Texas to Maine, Maine to California, and then they only want to pay you barely $1,000 a week. What? Bro, these jobs is on that bullshit, bro. Like, realistically speaking, these jobs is on that bullshit. I see why motherfuckers trap. I see why Franklin Saints exist. I see why people that do the BMF and the pushing this and the selling that, I see why they do this shit, bro. At first, I'd be like, man, I could never do that shit. Now I'm starting to think like, damn, what's the recipe? Because I'll be in that kitchen water whipping. You got me fucked up.
I know I'm not the only adult that sits in their car wondering how they're making the most money they've ever made in their entire life, and it still doesn't seem to be enough. My rent is $2,000 a month, and I live in a townhouse. My car note is $535 a month, and that's on the low end compared to what I see a lot of people pay. My car insurance is $370 between two vehicles. And every time I fucking turn around, that shit's going up, and they can't even tell you why, other than that the rates have increased. Fucking why? And then you got some fucking orange man in office trying to convince you that your grocery bill has decreased, but I just went and spent $100 on fucking chips, bread, bananas, apples, some fucking muffins, and hamburger meat. Oh, don't forget the $10 eggs. My HOA just decided to charge me $100 because I left my garbage can sitting out in front of my house for a couple of days because I needed to let it dry after dumping it with bleach because there were maggots in there. You rent from these companies and they penny pinch you on every fucking thing that they can. We are being bullied into poverty by these corporations and billionaires. And we have somebody in office gaslighting us in our face, telling us, oh, no, you're not. I don't understand how the families that are living off $15 an hour, like, how are you doing it? How do you pay your rent? What do you do when your car breaks down? I don't know, dude. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I'm blessed compared to a lot of people, and it's still fucking hard.
Here's the real question. If millions of families are going into debt just to eat, what does that say about the true health of the U.S. economy? A new survey shows that about a quarter of Americans are using buy now, pay later apps like Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay just to buy groceries. We are not talking about sneakers and vacations. We're talking about milk, eggs, and pasta on a payment plan. And that number is climbing fast, which means more and more people literally can't afford food up front anymore. Let's be honest, Wall Street might look fine, but Main Street is starving. Call me crazy, but I would love to live in a society where moms don't have to worry about feeding their children, where dads don't have to work 10 jobs to make sure that Eggos can go in the toaster in the morning. That would be my ideal society, but I know I'm a little crazy.
And when are we gonna address the fact that the cost of living is literally costing a fucking living? I ain't signed up for this shit. A motherfucker is tired. Very grateful to be able to obtain in this time that we're living in. Cause God forbid you gotta start over. They not even hiring, not only for degrees, but for regular jobs, regular positions. They're not hiring for shit. Then don't have been somewhere where the cost of living was already high as a motherfucker. Now it's triple double that. Quality shit as fuck. Go to the grocery store. The second you buy some motherfucking fruit, you bring that shit home. Do you know you got 30 minutes? 30. Gas is literally lasting 2 and a possible. Bitch, 48 hours? All I did was go to work and back home. Like, it's not even that far, bitch. I'm like 10 minutes away. Like, I'm over it for real though. I'm truly over it. Then they wonder why motherfuckers ain't having kids. Like, is you cool? For what? Motherfuckers without kids don't even want them anymore. Like, it's just, no, they don't even want them. And then everybody else that have them already, they're done. They're done. Bitches just starting to get their tubes tied. Bitch, it's cool. Don't worry about it. I don't have to get an abortion. I'm not having no more. Like, is y'all fucking cool? It's crazy out here. On top of it being HIV every motherfucking where you turn, bitch, ain't nobody worried about fucking. Then y'all getting ready to take away Medicare and Medicaid. Who the fuck got time to be raising kids on top of taking care of their elder loved ones? Like, it's just too much going on. It's enough is enough.
The cost of living in Florida is absolutely fucking ridiculous, and the pay is not matching up with it, especially for healthcare workers, specifically nurses is who I'm referring to because that's what I know, that's what I do. A lot of my videos talk about this. A lot of people comment that I live above my means. I would like to show you a video of me. I am the person that a lot of my friends go to for financial advice because I'm very frugal, I'm very good at budgeting. I love budgeting, I love saving money, I love investing money, I love doing things like this. Can't do it anymore because I literally don't make money. But yes, a lot of my friends come to me, and this video that I'm going to attach is one of my best friends. She was moving to Tampa. She wanted my help finding an apartment that she could afford. She sent me her pay. She sent me all these things. So I said, oh my god, girly pop, absolutely. Look at this fucking shit. Okay, December 29th, 2020. This one was $13.40. I clicked on this link, and it took me here. All right, we're looking for the 1-1 that I sent her, which was this one. 743 square feet, 1-1. It was 18, but after all the additional, it's 1964. I sent her a 12-month lease. For a 12-month lease today, that is
It's not a me issue. But thank you. Also, yes, I could get 27 roommates or live like in Section 8 housing or have like the cops perched outside my apartment every day. For example, my brother was trying to convince me to move to Jacksonville, and he's like, hey, you should come live here. He called me the other day. He goes, Grace, the cops knocked on my door at 4 a.m. and asked me if I heard anything. And I was like, did you? He's like, no. Apparently my neighbor got murdered and dragged down the stairs. But you should come live here because it's cheap. It fucking better be.
I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired. I've had breakdowns, not just mental, not just emotional, but because I see it clearly now. This is all a really fucked up, out-of-date game. Money isn't even real. Debt, credit scores, rent, mortgages, they are pieces of paper or numbers on a screen. None of it is real. But the consequences, those are real. On us. And this game only exists so a few people can feel powerful. Their entire identity is status. And the only way they feel something is when they're dominating other people. And we're all supposed to just play along. Work ourselves into the ground, lose our minds so they can keep this fantasy going. I'm tired of living in a world where survival is a game. Tired of pretending this is normal. Honestly, I don't know what happens after whatever this is. But I know this can't be it.
More than anything, what I see today is a country full of people who are exhausted. Exhausted because they're working endlessly just to receive scraps. They're working endlessly and not even getting by. Their hope, their dreams are just slipping away and being crushed moment by moment, minute by minute. And for most of us, it's not because we're careless, it's not because we're lazy, it's not because we're just not doing the right things. It's because we're burdened and living under a system that continuously and constantly beats us down. So once again, you are not the problem. America is. Well, that's all that I have for you today. I just want to say thank you for watching this video. And if you haven't already, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. I'm Miss April May, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
You're officially coming with me. You got that.